If only you guys could smell this.
Your camera films so fast.
Feast your eyes, folks. As one of the country's most obsessed CR500 fanatics, I think I'm overqualified to say that this is the nicest 500 we've seen through 2 500 shootouts, multiple trips to Mid-Ohio, Daytona, and all the vintage events. This is the cleanest original CR500 we've had through the museum or any of the events we've had yet. This thing is absolutely pristine, extremely low hours. In fact, we have the original tires. This is the original front and rear tire as it came to us, showing that it had probably about, I'm going to guess, 10 hours use. Looks like it was ridden on the road a little bit because the tires angled back a little bit, so it was probably ridden around its cul-de-sac a little bit. The original set of tires, we put a brand new set of tires on it, one because, you know, after 10 or 20 years, they get pretty hard if you're going to really ride it, but it really freshens up the look of the bike. This thing's absolutely stunning. Still has the original idiot tag on here, which gets blown off. Still has the Honda tag on the frame right there. The original plastic, original front fender, radiator shrouds. Everything's original on the bike except for when he got the bike, he upgraded it to a set of Renthal handlebars with a Renthal crossbar pad. And we also replaced the original chain with a brand new gold chain, top of the line gold chain to go with the top of the line Metzler tires. Some of the things to look for on any dirt bike is look at the exhaust system. The exhaust system on this thing, there's not a single ding anywhere in this pipe, which is proof the thing was not ridden on gravel or anywhere harsh. The frame rails are pristine. I always recommend checking out the frame rails. Look at these frame rails.
The frame rails are perfect. There's not a
They're
single
perfect.
ding.
Not a single ding like they just came out of the box, as are the pegs in the exhaust system. I wish we could keep it. I think we own 6 or 9 CR500s right now. I lose count because Junior and I are always buying CRs, and we're completely obsessed with them. Show them the other frame rail on this side right here. Absolute perfection. Again, probably about 10 hours ride time, or maybe even less if it was ridden on the road, because you can burn up a knobby in short order. It might even have 5 hours on it. I don't know, but it obviously wasn't raced or ridden with. If you rode it in the dirt with riding gear on, this would all get scratched up. So it was never ridden in the mud or under harsh environments. Junior, is there anything you'd like to add about this bike?
Guys, can't stress it enough. Every piece of plastic made in Japan, original from the factory. Look at the gallery in the eBay. The photos are going to be a lot more detailed than what you see here. This bike's a real deal. Guys, check out the link in the description of the video, top of the page here, and check out the eBay ad. We'll go a little bit more in depth.
You know, to price this bike, it's really kind of a difficult thing for me to do, but just to give you an idea of the current market for CR500s, we just sold John Greer's customized CR500, which was completely restored from the frame up. It had been ridden and needed a restoration. It was done properly. We auctioned that one off. It sold for $18,500. We've had multiple CRs that looked like this but were restored and had a lot of hours on them, restored, that have sold in the $8,000 to $12,000 range. Mark an example of what a brand new one in the crate. There's a new one in the crate a local dealer has that I talked to last week, and I tried to buy it. I offered him $30,000 for it, and he turned it down. So in the crate, they're pretty much unobtainable. It is the holy grail of vintage motocross bikes. It's the fastest two-stroke factory motocrosser ever made, and the best handling, and the one that has the largest aftermarket. And the KX, the Kawasaki's, have a much smaller following than the CRs for a bunch of different reasons. These are absolutely bulletproof. In fact, you can go to a junkyard and pull a gear set out of any CR from that era, and the gears will still be in good shape, but most of the Kawasaki's were known for having weak gear sets. These things are bulletproof and a little bit less complicated because there's no power valve. They're like one of the most durable off-road bikes ever made. So look closely at this bike. Look at the engine cases. Look at the exhaust. Look at the original factory silencer on here. Take a look at the rims. The original rims are spotless. The value of a normal used CR500 of this vintage, they're all over. Check Facebook Marketplace. They're all over Facebook Marketplace. A running decent one's going to bring on the low end $2,800, and on the high end, let's say $5,000, like $3 to $5,000 is about what an average used one sells for, with a nice set of plastics and graphics on it. But they're only original like this once. They're only mint like this once. And this is as close. This is the nicest one I've seen, the nicest uncrated one that's like the one that inside the crate is absolutely, I mean, it's brand new, right? It's never been out of the crate, 0 hours. So that's a tough, that can't be duplicated other than another new one. But as far as an uncrated bike that has been ridden, there's the original tires, folks. These are the original plastics and graphics. It doesn't get any better than this. So if you want to buy yourself, it's Black Friday today. I was hoping we'd get this video done. I know a lot of people saw the teaser video we did on it. When Shane wrote it up a couple of weeks ago, and we were waiting for the right time. Today's the right time. She's been massaged to perfection by the wizard. The wizard went through it and gave it a full, what we'd call a race prep. There's a work order somewhere. I don't know if Junior bought it down. Oh, it's in my pocket. Yeah, I'm notorious for doing that. If you follow us, you've seen how many of those I've lost. But let me just go down what we've done to it. Brand new Dunlop tire in the rear, brand new Dunlop tire in the front, new tube. The spokes were adjusted. The chain was replaced with a brand new gold chain. The gear lube was replaced. All the fluids have been flushed and refilled. Brand new MTL gear lube. New Maxima DOT4 brake fluid. The front master cylinder was flushed, and new fluid was put in, and then it was bled. The rear master cylinder was flushed, new fluid was put in, and it was bled. The fuel tank was drained. The fuel petcock, the original petcock on it, which is, 22 years old, looked pretty good, but just as a precaution, we put a brand new fuel petcock on it and a new fuel line on there. The gas tank was rinsed out, and VPT2, which is VP factory mixed race fuel, no ethanol, was put in there, along with the carb being removed and cleaned, and the jets were cleaned. So the air filter was replaced. The air filter was intact in a decent shape, but I don't trust a 22-year-old air filter, foam air filter, so we put a brand new twin air filter in there, a new NGK spark plug, and of course it's a pro tapered chain. So I think that pretty much covers everything. All the fluids are done, brand new tire, brand new chain, the fuel petcock. This is just like getting a brand new bike out of the box and upgrading the tires and chain on it. That's basically what you got right here in the bars, which is what everybody does. If you're looking for a bike to add to your collection and not ride, buy this bike, because I don't think there's another finer, lower hour one anywhere on the planet available for sale today. Certainly we looked. Kenny, is there anything else nicer than this on the market today that you know of?
You can't go out and buy these guys. No, nothing comparable available today, unless one pops up tomorrow. But they're few and far between, guys.
So we went to the detail shop. We had Doc, who's our #1 detail guy down there. Although Ronnie's hot in his trail, Ronnie's coming up fast. We've got a killer detail staff. He went through the bike, hand washed it, did not power wash it, hand washed it. It wasn't even dirty really, and touched up the frame rails on the side right here. Touched up the frame in a few different spots, and let's see, the spokes were cleaned and polished, the rims were cleaned and polished, the foot pegs were repainted, the plastics were cleaned. Now this is the original. Look at this original front fender. It shines like it just came out of the box. I think if you pulled one out of a crate, it wouldn't look any better than that. The engine was cleaned and detailed, the sprocket was clean, and various nuts and bolts were cleaned, and the whole bike was wiped down top to bottom. So that's about it, folks. Race prepped, professionally detailed, absolute perfection. It's not going to be cheap, but if they're turning down offers on new ones for 30 grand in the crate, you tell me what this one's uncrated with a couple hours on it, what's it worth? So substantially less, but a lot more than your Craigslist needs a carb clean tires, chains, and sprockets turd that's floating around out there. Everything, there's just for a heads up, if you buy one of these, grab it by the rear wheel, there should be no play in the rear linkage up and down. There's zero play, none, not even a quarter, not a centimeter of play, nothing. There's no play on the bearings anywhere. Everything's factory fresh like it just came out of the box. Usually the linkages are all wasted and the frames are dented and dinged and the pipes are smashed in, and there was no dirt in the airbox when we got it, and it's got a brand new twin air filter, so this engine is as good as you could ever get a CR500 motor. So unless you bought a brand new one out of the crate. That's about it, folks. Bike speaks for itself. If you want the ultimate CR500, buy this bike. If you have any questions, give me a call, 860-454-7024. Thanks for watching, and God bless America.